Hello, my fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 112 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is, hey shrimp, I'll make you the whole enchilada, apples to zucchinis. Before we get started, I want to thank you all for watching. Please continue to watch, comment, share, like, subscribe, ring that bell, and please pass them on to anyone you think they would help. With that being said, I wanted to make sure we were recording there. Here's our list of things to do today. We have our daily affirmations, we have learned something new, and we have enchiladas and such. I think I jumped ahead too fast. Sorry, the audio didn't record. I just said enchiladas and such. And then I talk about how I'm going to read the daily affirmations for you first, give you the recipes. I completely forgot about how I have to give you the recipes. So for the 10th, I can learn anything I put my mind to. For the 11th, I am brave, I can do this. For the 12th, I had you do not wake up to be mediocre. I think I'm reading too fast, but that's okay. For the 13th, I have don't need to be perfect, I'm only human. For the 14th, I inhale peace and exhale worry. Okay, for the 15th, I'm excited about what's to come. For the 16th, courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is doing it despite my fear. For the 17th, I deserve to rest. For the 18th, I'm open to new ideas. For the 19th, practice makes progress. For the 20th, I let go of worry. Ha ha ha. For the 21st, I said, I've done enough today. Ha 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 again. For the 22nd, today will be fabulous. Well, that was so not. For the 23rd, I just wished everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Actually, Magnus did. For the 24th, my to-do list will be there in the morning. Tonight, I rest. For the 25th, learning is a journey and an adventure. For the 26th, my body is strong and capable. For the 27th, work hard, hard work pays off. For the 28th, I improve a little bit every day. For the 29th, I will accept what happens today with an open mind. And for the 30th, failure is not fatal and success is not final. I don't know how far ahead I am. But yeah, this is what happens when you forget to turn your microphone on. So, fun stuff. I'm going to read you the recipes. I think I start with, I don't know what I'm saying here. Oh, I think I'm telling you I'm going to make dessert first because it has to set and then it has to bake. I mean, it has to, yes. So that all can be happening while I am, getting all the other stuff ready. I wish I knew what I was saying here. I really am frustrated that I can't remember to do stuff. Okay, so this is where I'm saying I'm going to make dessert first. You should eat dessert first. I give you the zucchini recipe first. Look at me. 2 large zucchini diced, 1 onion chopped, 1 cup of grape tomatoes halved. I used my homegrown tomatoes that I had left, plus a can of fire roasted diced, 1 bell pepper, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning, ½ teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 cup of grated mozzarella, 1 tablespoon of parsley, which I did not use, and 1 crushed red pepper just to garnish. In baking dish, you're going to combine all the ingredients, zucchini, bell pepper, tomatoes, onions, spices, herbs, half the cheese, I guess not all the ingredients, and the olive oil. And then you bake it at 375 until almost tender. and then, which is about 10 minutes. And then you sprinkle the remaining cheese on top, then finish baking for another 10 minutes. And so I'm assuming there's 10 minutes in the beginning because she says for another 10 minutes, and she only justified the first half by saying until almost tender. Now we're going to do the shrimp. Oh, I wrote that too small. Gosh darn it. Sorry, guys. 2 to 3 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of red and green pepper, and I use red and yellow, half a cup of onion, 2 cloves of garlic, which I couldn't get open, so I used minced garlic, 1 pound of shrimp peeled and chopped, a 1/4 cup of cilantro, a half teaspoon of salt, a half teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, and 8 9-inch tortillas, and I actually used 10. Then for the sauce, it's 2 tablespoons of butter again, 2 tablespoons of flour, so you're making a roux, 1.5 cups of chicken broth, 3/4 of a cup to 1 whole cup of sour cream, depending on your consistency, I'm guessing, a half teaspoon of garlic powder, a half cup of diced chilies, green chilies in the can, salt and pepper to taste, a 1/4 cup of green enchilada sauce, 2 cups of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. We preheat to 350, spray 9 by 13-inch pan with nonstick spray, and then in a large skillet, you're going to melt the first 2 tablespoons of butter, saute bell peppers and onions until softened, which is 3 to 5 minutes. Add garlic and cook an additional 30 seconds or so. Then you add the shrimp and cook that for 2 to 3 minutes or until shrimp starts to turn pink. And I even took it off a little bit before that. Remove from heat and add in cilantro, salt, cumin, and chili powder, and then stir and set aside. Then for the cream sauce in large skillet, and I just basically use the same skillet, melt butter over medium to high heat, add flour and cook 1 to 2 minutes. Slowly whisk the chicken broth, a half a cup at a time, and I just did little dribbles at a time even. Continue to cook, stirring constantly for 3 to 5 minutes. Then lower the heat, stir in sour cream, garlic powder, chilies, and enchilada sauce. Add salt and pepper to taste, and then you're adding 1 cup of the sauce that you just made to the shrimp mix, and then you stir it. And then to assemble the enchiladas, you add 1/3 of a cup of shrimp mix to the tortilla, roll it up, and place it seam side down in the dish. And then we pour the remaining sauce over, sprinkle it with cheese, and bake 20 to 30 minutes and serve immediately. And I don't know if we're at the apple one yet or not. I'm just going to go ahead and read it. It's apple pie enchiladas. It's a 21-ounce can of apple pie filling, which I thought my apples were filling, but it was just canned apples, which I turned into filling by putting in a saucepan and adding like a slurry of cornstarch until it started to thicken up a little bit. It didn't thicken up as much as I wanted it to, but there you go. Then you have 6 8-inch flour tortillas, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, a half a cup of butter, which is 1 stick, a half a cup of regular sugar, a half a cup of brown sugar, and a half a cup of water. And then you preheat to 350. We buttered the 9 by 13-inch dish, soften the tortillas in the microwave, and then you spoon 1 heaping 1/4 cup of filling. Sprinkle that with cinnamon. And what I did was I ended up putting the cinnamon in the filling, and I put it in the sauce. And then I sprinkled a little more on top because it was just kind of a pain in the butt to sprinkle each enchilada. And then roll and place in the dish. In medium saucepan, you bring the butter, both sugars, and water to a boil. Reduce heat and simmer 3 minutes, stirring constantly. Pour over the apple enchiladas and sprinkle with extra cinnamon and let stand for 45 minutes. Before you even bake it, you let it set so that all that sauce gets into the tortilla roll, and it actually helped that my apple pie filling was a little on the looser side so that it was, kind of added to the sauce. And then you bake 20 minutes or until golden. Serve warm with ice cream or whipped cream and caramel sauce. Okay, I don't know where we're going from here, so bear with me. Again, we're making the dessert first. And I do believe I am looking and seeing that one, I haven't opened my cans of apples yet. I'm so off kilter. And I'm going to find out now that it's not pie filling. And I'm going to put you on pause like almost immediately because I effed up to start. And then I'm checking to make sure it's recording. And then I'm telling you what I did because the apples are on the stove now. And then I have the other saucepan out ready for this to make the sauce for the apple enchiladas. So I just did a slurry of the cornstarch and a little bit of water, and then I put that in with the apples, and I brought that to a boil. And then, actually, I brought the apples to a boil first, and then I put the cornstarch slurry in and allowed that to boil for a minute or two. And then I realized it wasn't enough slurry, so I had to keep adding more, and I still felt like it was a little runnier than I was hoping for. I don't know what I'm doing here. Sorry. I do want to talk to you about, learning new things. I don't know why I'm off camera so much right here. I don't know what I'm doing. Probably sorting out my ingredients, it looks like, to make sure I have the right things for the right. And I'm making 3 things, so I hope you're impressed by that. And I still got it done in an hour. Even with the morning I had, I dropped my camera twice. I broke my ring light. So, I got that stuff going for me. I can't read directions. My apple pie filling isn't apple pie filling at all. The usual issues. Oh, here's my measuring cup to measure out the ingredients. And then I realized that I should be waiting for it to cool down just a little bit because it will set a little bit more. But I filled 2 enchiladas before I do any of that. And before I add the cinnamon to the sauce. And this is where I've turned the sauce down now, and I'm supposed to be continually stirring it, but I'm not. I'm going to check on it in a minute, I believe. And the flour tortillas rolled great. The corn for the shrimp enchiladas, while it tastes really good, was no bueno. It didn't work. They all cracked, even though I heated them up. So I'm wondering if for the next time I do this, if I do a little bit of the charred thing on the grate of the stovetop and got it kind of loosened that way, I think it would be better. Plus, it would add a flavor profile to the actual enchilada itself. And they were delicious, by the way. I've already eaten that and the zucchini stuff. I don't know what else to call it. The zucchini and cheese side is what she called it. I'm getting the 2 tablespoons of butter ready to put in the pan. Oh no, this is the stick of butter for the sauce. I haven't even started the sauce yet. Oh, silly me. I don't know. Oh, you know what? I grabbed the pan with the filling in it. That's where I got confused. So now I'm adding the 1/2 cup of water, if I can ever get the lid off. There we go. And then next is the 2 sugars. So I use that Moreno pure sugar cane sugar. So it's not really white, it's brown, like a really light brown, but it's granular. And then a 1/2 cup of regular brown sugar. So I'm supposed to be stirring this the entire time, I believe. I'm looking for my weapon of choice. Breaking up the sugar here. Getting that. And what it ends up smelling like to me is almost like a maple syrupy sauce. And here's where I decided I was going to take some of my cinnamon, that's hard to say, and dump it in the sauce. And then I said to myself, hey, this would be really great if I put it in the apple pie filling. which I thought I did right away. Oh, I'm trying to melt the butter right now. Because everything else seemed to like liquefy a little faster. And here's where I made the decision. I love smelling cinnamon, can you tell? Where I save a little bit so that I can put some on the top. But I had decided to stop rolling them while the filling was warm because it was just running out the ends. And here I'm just stirring the cinnamon into the apple pies. And what I bought was they were apple like wedges. So I ended up cutting them into like chunks after I put them in the saucepan. So I was just using a knife and hacking at them to get them small enough. All right, here's where I start. I had to turn the sauce up a little bit because it was supposed to be on medium high, I believe. You know, I talk about learning new stuff, and frankly, every time I do an episode, I'm learning new stuff, techniques and recipes, and I'm going to try starting to use newer foods, things I haven't tried before. I might try things that I kind of poo-pooed in the past, because with my peanut allergy, I'm kind of running out of things that I can eat that don't have, and I'm losing things I love to, you know, intolerances to food. So I want to start trying some different things just because, you know, my food is limited, really. I know what I can eat. I know what brands typically don't have traces of peanuts in it, as far as like buying other nuts and other butters like almond and cookie and that kind of stuff. All right, I set the timer because it must have boiled. I also want to talk about some books that Magnus and I have been reading that I didn't talk about on the original audio, but that I thought you guys would want to know. So we covered 2. We finished 3 Junes, and then we started and finished a book called Look Again, and this one was crazy. It's when Ellen Gleason gets have you seen this child flyer in the mail, and it turns out that he looks like the son she adopted from the hospital that had a heart condition. And the stories and the twists and turns of this book, it was really, really good. I kind of predicted a little bit of the ending, but not the whole thing. It did catch me off guard, some of it. So that was good. I liked that. And that's Lisa Scottoline. Scottoline. And then 3 Junes I loved until the end. The end kind of just got confusing and annoying, and everything about it, the descriptions were beautiful. You could picture everything she was talking about. The ending just was not the finale I was hoping for. And then we just started the Department of Rare Books and Special Collections, and it's a novel by Eva Jurczyk, Jurczyk. This one's pretty good. It's Liesl Weiss, long ago learned to be content. She works for a university library in the Rare Books and Special Collections department, and a rare book goes missing. Actually, it's a whole collection of books, and they're putting it on her, even though she is a interim library director, because the original one had a stroke, and a lot of things didn't get done because she was on sabbatical when it started. So it's a whole interesting story. We really just started that one, but Look Again, that one was really good. Except for the little part I predicted. But other than that, it was really good. So I'm just stirring here, filling up time, also talking more about, you know, learning new things. So like reading to my dog, believe it or not, has made me realize like things I'm learning within these books, that the thing I'm learning is you really shouldn't judge a book by its cover. I'm getting all these books free, either from the little lending libraries in people's yards that people drop books off at, Or my library has a free book section that I pick up books every once in a while. But I get a good handful, and then I go back and I get more. I have every intention of mailing them to people because I feel like I know who I want these books to go to that would appreciate what the book is about. So I'm learning that. I'm learning that my dog needs to learn more stuff real quick. So it's an ongoing process, and I kind of slacked for a little while because he was doing really good. And now he's in his terrible twos, I think, even though he's only 9 months old. So I let the filling cool. And I'm about to, I did nuke my, or microwave my apple, or my flour, I'm talking about my apples, my flour tortillas to make them a little more bendy. And then I did make 10 instead of, so I didn't do the heaping quarter. I did more like just a regular quarter cup. And I got a good 10 out of that. I wanted to get, no, I got 12. I'm sorry. I did do 12. I only did 10 of the shrimp enchiladas. That's where I got confused. Which we haven't started with yet. Oh, I see. I slacked on my sauce. This is where I should have been turning it down and I forgot. I don't know the consistency of it. I don't know if I didn't boil it right or it just needs a little something extra to thicken it up. Because it seems a little runny. I mean, it's gelled a little bit now that I've let it cool. But next time I'm going to definitely try using a real apple pie filling or just make my own. I think nuts would be good in here. Maybe some pecans. I love pecans. You know, I have all these other go-to nuts because I can't eat. And frankly, there is only a few times a year that I really miss peanuts. I don't miss eating Reese's peanut butter cups. And the only thing I said to my family when I'm on my deathbed, please buy me a gigantic bag of peanut butter M&Ms because they're my absolute favorite. And I want to go happy. All right, I think I'm almost done rolling all these. I don't know why I left the video on for you watching me do this. I guess I figured I'd be able to roll them pretty quick, but so the other thing I mentioned was me learning how, since I made the birthday cake and I decorated it, and I really wish it had a little bit more pizzazz to it. The cookies I liked that I did, they turned out really good. But I want to, give a better presentation. So, I'm going to watch some YouTube videos and I'm going to get some library books. But then I think at some point I do want to take some kind of cake decorating class. I like the intricacy. I like the challenge. At first I kept backing away from something like that. Like the other thing I really want to try is making bread. And not with our bread machine, although we do have one and I should probably use it. We got it for our wedding gift 28 years ago. Damn. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so I'm getting to the bottom here. I'm squeaking out 2 more. Like the last 2 really don't have a lot of apples in them, but I'm like, you know what? You put that with ice cream, you'll be fine. You just put it with a lot of the sauce. Or just grab 2 at once. So now the sauce should be ready. I think I did turn it off at this point. Nope, still stirring. I don't see a flame anymore though. Oh, here we go. Here's the sauce. See, I think it it should be a smidge more like a pancake or a maple syrup. It's a little thin, if you ask me. I'm trying to think what you would add. I might reduce the amount of water. to be honest. Or use something with a thicker consistency. I don't know what though. I would have to really think about it. Okay, so putting the pan away. I'm letting that. I am going to shake the rest of the cinnamon on the top here shortly. We're getting to the end where, the audio starts kicking in. So I think I got about 12 more minutes. So that's going to set off to the side. And it's got to set for 45 minutes. Here's where I sprinkle. I would almost put some cinnamon sugar on top. Because that would be a nice, I don't know, it might crystallize a little bit. I don't know, it might make it too hard. I hope this sound is working. I'll cry if I have to do it again. So those are some of the things I thought about learning, other than, learning farming things and what to do with the animals and how to feed them and take care of them and that kind of thing. So those are my major goals right now. I'm making the zucchini side because it's another one that's just a dump and go once you get everything ready. It has a lot of parts, but and of course I forget I have my glasses on my head, so I squint at everything. They basically tell you just to dump it all in the baking dish, but I sprayed the baking dish and I didn't want nonstick spray coming off. So I just mixed it in this bowl. That was the red pepper. This is the onion. And I don't use the whole thing because she said 1 onion. I guess I kind of had a big onion, even though I used some of it for the shrimp enchiladas. So I end up, I don't know. Instead of using a cup, I think I used like 3/4. It was a pretty hot onion too. Like it had a lot of spice to it. I'm dumping off I'm draining the tomatoes essentially. The can of diced fire roasted. And it also has a little bit of my homegrown tomatoes in there. That gets dumped in. I wish I would have drained that a little better also. Because there is some residual liquid in the bottom of the zucchini pan. I mean, nothing that's terrible or anything. And then these are all the spices, the salt, the pepper, the Italian seasoning, the garlic powder. I think that was it for those. Let's see if I can see. Black pepper, salt. Yeah, Italian seasoning. Oh, and the olive oil goes in there too. I don't think I quite put 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there. I think it would almost be better kind of broiled a little bit. So maybe, I do measure. Maybe giving it more of a charred flavor. Olive oil is so good for you. I don't know what I'm doing there. So think of things that you guys want to learn how to do, start learning new about life in general. As we get older, we get kind of set in our ways and we realize, or we sit there and think, oh, but this can't be it. There's got to be more to it, That's my theory anyway. I like to know that my brain is still functioning, even though I forget shit all the time. Excuse me. I'm just stirring everything together here. I don't know why I looked so confused about dumping everything. Oh, you know what? I thought it was a lot of seasoning, but it turned out really good. And I do add a little bit of salt and pepper on top at the end. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I grabbed the wrong cheese. I was supposed to use mozzarella here, and I had grabbed the Monterey for the shrimp tacos. No, but our shrimp enchiladas. No biggie though. I think Monterey Jack would be good in this because it's gooey, just like mozzarella, but it has a nice flavor, subtle flavor. This one was so easy. It doesn't take that long to cook either. I let it set before I cooked it as well, so I think maybe that had something to do with, the spices getting a chance to settle in and flavor the zucchini. Because zucchini can be bitter. And this one was nice because it left the zucchini a little crunchy. So I actually probably could have cooked it a little bit longer because I used a narrower pan, I think. So my stuff was piled a little higher. Okay, scrapity, scrapity. And voila, the side is done. I would almost add a little bit of Parmesan cheese to this too, because it gives it a little funk to it. And I'd also add mushrooms. That would be good. You could almost turn this into like a pizza with some, mozzarella. You add a little bit of pepperoni on top. Or Italian sausage. Yeah, you could turn this whole side into a meal for sure. Absolutely. You could even add chicken. Chunks of chicken, or you could do full chicken breasts on top. And look at that. Voila, 2 done. We're getting close to where the audio is going to switch over to me actually talking for real. I like doing this sometimes, but when I mess up, it's not so fun. This is all the ingredients for the enchiladas, and I'm going to realize that I forgot to open the chilies, the green enchilada sauce. I forgot to measure the broth. Good thing my kids are on top of stuff, and my oldest suggested, why don't you write stuff down like a checklist? And I'm like, oh, you're brilliant. You're brilliant. I got some big news on that front too, but I want to keep everything kind of hush-hush until I'm told I'm okay. It's okay with me sharing. I'm pausing because I got to get everything ready. I had to, I got the skillet ready. This is the 2 tablespoons of butter going in with the, hold on, I want to get my, with the bell peppers and the onions until softened. So like 3 to 5 minutes. I do not know what I'm saying right here. Okay, I did switch the green pepper for a yellow. Or you could do orange or I just do it because it doesn't set well with my stomach. And I don't know why. I know there's a reason the green ones people are more affected by the green ones. I can't remember what the reasoning is right this second. So I like the more colorful ones anyway. And I do love the flavor of most of yellow, orange, and green. I find them less bitter than the green. I'm just melting the butter here so I can get the veggies sauteing. And this is, what is this as far as, it's a 1/2 cup of red and yellow pepper and a 1/2 cup of onion. And then remember, I substitute 2 cloves of garlic for just some minced dried minced garlic because I couldn't get my cloves of garlic open. All right, I'm starting to soften up the bell peppers and the onion. So get out there, try new things. Doesn't have to cost you anything. You can just go to your local library or on YouTube. And you can look at YouTube at your local library. You can borrow computers there usually. Just try new things. Don't be scared. Most of the time, it's not going to hurt you. It's going to be beneficial. It's going to be beneficial for your brain, for your body. It's all part of the, strengthen your mind concept. I want to keep us moving. I want to keep us learning. It's so important. I know everybody's got different ideas of what learning is, and that's perfectly wonderful. Do it. Do it. All right, we're getting ready to switch over. We're going to go back to our originally scheduled program here shortly. I'm stirring up I wish I knew what I was talking about here. Oh, I think I realized that I can't get my cloves of garlic open, and at some point, and I'm going to switch to the minced. So I'm going to be digging for that here. Okay, guys. Well, I hope I covered enough stuff in this little time frame. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoy the rest of the program. Okay, guys. Well, I'm back. Several issues have happened since I had to go on pause for a minute, including the fact that my receiver for my microphone has not been on this entire time, and I'm about ready to cry. So I'm going to use some minced garlic here. Don't judge. Unbelievable. I should have known when it started out bad. So I don't know what to do from this point forward. Hopefully, I need a little more. I need garlic powder, I think. Unbelievable. And of course, then I put that all. Okay, I knew I should have just stopped when I was behind previously. And just said, it's going to be a Friday show. Last episode was another nightmare. The food was awesome. The brownies and the chicken both were very, very delicious. The chicken was beyond moist. Okay, I was only supposed to do that for 30 seconds. I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to relay everything I said to you up until this point. Okay, now I'm supposed to add the shrimp. This is all chopped shrimp. That's stuck in the bottom of my colander. Oh my word. You guys, you have no idea how sad I am right now. My puppy's just sitting here watching me. He's like, it's going to be okay, Mama. So, when I put the apple stuff in, I will go over that with you. I haven't listened to it yet, so I'm hoping that it's not too much of a nightmare. Okay, so we're going to get that going. And turn it up a little more, I think. We're just starting to turn pink now, although I'm using red bell pepper, so I'm not really sure if that's turning pink or if the other stuff is. Okay, and I can remove from heat, and I add the cilantro, and I'm going to put it on a plate. Ooh, I need a big plate. I need a bowl. Let's face it, I need a bowl, guys. Okay. Yep, it's just starting to turn. So what I'm going to do, because I want to use this same skillet, let's get it poured in here. Get in there without dropping most of it everywhere. So other things that I've had happen today is I've dropped my camera twice on the floor. My puppy's looking at me like, let me out of here. What else? What else did I do? So cilantro. Here we go. That's more than a quarter cup. Let me take some of this out. There we go. My husband's not a big cilantro fan, so I think I got a little carried. That's better. Okay, and then I need cilantro, the salt. This is the flour. Cilantro, the salt, the cumin, and the chili powder. So that's all that's in here. Throw that in there. So we're going to stir this all up. It's very colorful and pretty. Ooh, all this stuff is on. Ooh, I'm going to have to write this down because I used to love Chili's spicy shrimp tacos, and they took them off the menu, and I'm about to cry about it. It smells just like it. So here's what it looks like with the peppers and everything in there. Okay, that gets set off to the side. And actually, I'm just going to put it in the sink because I think I remember this bowl has a little crack in the bottom because I could see it kind of. Okay, so now the next thing we do in our large skillet, which I'm just going to kind of rinse out. I don't think I need to get too crazy with the washing. It's stuff that's all going to be in the dish anyway. But I'm kind of starting from scratch a little bit. Oh, I cannot believe I did that. All right. We were talking about learning something new. I don't know what you heard about that. I have no clue. Okay, I talked about how I like to learn and what things I learn with and that kind of stuff. So we needed another 2 tablespoons of butter, right? Melt butter over medium to high heat. Oh my gosh. And how I process learning on my own first between the internet and books from the library. I love going to the library. And then we're going to be whisking in our flour, which is just this little bit, as soon as this melts. And I could have said this with the microphone on at this point. I don't even know. And then watching YouTube stuff about it as well. But then I like to learn hands-on, and I used cake decorating as an example because I just decorated some stuff for the little boy I watch for his birthday. And so, I'm getting a little toasty besides. And I found it fascinating, but I found like I wasn't really that great at it. I mean, I took as victories, what I thought looked good. And, I learned from some mistakes, like making some things too early. But the thing about it was I really wanted to learn more about the actual decorating part. The cake I made was pretty tasty. And, the cookies and stuff were cookies, they were sugar cookies. So not too crazy or anything like that. Let's put it back. Are we on the medium high? We're on the medium high. We got to cook this for like 1 to 2 minutes. And then I made mini cupcakes and regular cupcakes so I could kind of satisfy everybody's, flavor profiles because he wanted a chocolate cake. And while I think most people like chocolate, I don't know that everybody likes chocolate cake, so that's why I did the vanilla cupcakes and things like that. So learning how to deal with that better and making those things better is one of my goals, but also learning a ton about farming and how to take care of the animals and learning just to, be the best farm mommy I can be. And Magnus wants you to know he wants a cow super bad. Okay, so then once I do that, slowly whisk the chicken broth, which I did not measure. This is just the kind of day I should have said to myself, maybe you should do it tomorrow. And I like to be pretty consistent. But I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of sabotage going on here. So I need 1.5 cups of the chicken broth. Okay. Ooh, that smells good. All right. All right. I think we're getting there. It said to whisk. So, but I don't know why I needed to whisk, but okay. I whisk. I have a plastic one now. It's not in the greatest of shape, but I have a plastic one that I can use. Okay. Okay, there's our 2 minutes. All right, and then we're going to whisk in ish. I don't know, did it tell us to turn the temperature down at all? Seems like we should be, right? Slowly whisk. I don't know what that means, but all right, let me try our second 1/2 cup. I guess just so that the flour gets evenly incorporated. I think that's why they want you to do it in, slowly, making sure all the flour gets unclumped, if you will, because I can see that would be an issue. I don't think it matters whether it's 1/2 cup or not. I just think she wants you to kind of do it little bits at a time. You're making kind of like a gravy, if you will. Plus, you don't want to splatter it everywhere would be the other issue, right? And then continue to cook this. Once I'm done with this, I continue to cook it for 3 to 5 minutes. So we want to get this. You just want it to be nice and smooth. Okay, let's go ahead and do a little more. Okay. This is the first time I've made an enchilada sauce this way, specifically. Mine requires like a saucepan and just kind of dumping everything in, not making like a roux first. So I'm wondering if maybe this is the way I want to try it next time. Okay. I think that would be an interesting way to do it. Although mine doesn't call for an enchilada sauce, like a canned sauce. So maybe that's the difference between the two? I'm not really sure. Okay. Almost done. All I can keep smelling is the apples and cinnamon behind me. And, oh my gosh. I'm so sorry. I'm probably pretty silent. I'm trying to figure out what to do about adding the sound. I'm trying to figure it out. I will hold up the recipes again at the end of the episode just so you guys can see the actual words again. I know you could pause it. The apples were not in pie filling form, so I had to heat them up and add a little bit of cornstarch. We still got about 15 minutes before we can cook our apple pie because we had to let them soak for 45 minutes. All right, so once I'm done with this part, I gotta let it cook for 3 to 5 minutes. I don't know. Am I supposed to be stirring it? Yep, stirring constantly for 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. I guess that's so this doesn't burn to the bottom. And then when that's done, we lower the heat and stir in the sour cream. I guess I'm still supposed to be on high. The sour cream, the garlic powder, the chilies, and the enchilada sauce, which was like just a quarter of a cup. Sucks that you're not using the whole thing, you know? Because I'm like, what am I going to do with the rest of this green enchilada sauce? Anybody? Anybody? Okay. I'm not sure what the extra 3 to 5 minutes is doing for this part, except maybe just cooking a little bit more of the flour flavor out, I'm guessing. We'll see if it gets any darker. Again, I wouldn't have been upset had I just left whatever was in the pan. I mean, because it's okay to add that flavor back, I would think, you know. I guess it is getting a little bit darker with the flour being in there. See, that's the thing with the chicken ones is like you're not trying to get it brown, you know. That's why maybe they make it in a saucepan. And then the flour in that recipe is added with the sour cream. It's an interesting recipe. I like it. It's a little bit of work. I mean, but anything you really like or that your family likes is worth doing, right? So I mentioned us having some pretty exciting news coming on the horizon. I don't want to give too much away because most of it is not my news. But I will keep you posted when I'm allowed to give you guys some info. I don't know if this is supposed to be boiling. Say anything about boiling, but we're almost done. We're almost done. All right. That's when we lower it. I can start lowering it, I think, since the time is almost up. And then, am I whisking in the sour cream? Does it say whisk? No, it just says stir. The chilies and the quarter cup of enchilada sauce, as well as the garlic powder, which is in here. Okay, so let's turn that down. And I'm going to go back to my wooden spoon. Yeah. All right, because we're done whisking. And we're going to slowly stir in the sour cream. And for future, I am making it the way it is made, you know. The only thing I substituted was like the colors of the peppers and stuff. Only because I want to get an idea of what I would want to do differently. Like maybe use Greek yogurt instead of total sour cream. You know? Just lighten it up a little bit. Add some extra protein. That's always important. It's important to have protein. And here goes our chilies. And I do not drain my chilies. And this brand I buy at Aldi does not have a lot of juice on it. But even with my other ones, I didn't drain them. Okay, get this all mixed in. Okay. And then we need to get the enchilada sauce in there. Did I throw, yeah. Oh, I still see some green chilies in there. Good amount. Okay, let me grab the quarter cup thingy I had. I want to make sure it doesn't smell like apple pie filling. That's what I used it for. All right. Okay. All right, so this is supposed to be a quarter cup. Okay, I might go over a little bit. I've never used these enchilada sauces before. When I actually bought a medium, which oh, you know what? I didn't even buy this enchilada sauce. My husband did, so he probably bought the medium. He likes it a little toasty. Hopefully it's not too bad. Okay, and then with a garlic powder. Okay, let's get this in here. Okay. And we stir that. Let's get this turned up a little bit. Okay. Now, how long do we cook this for? Oh, it says add a little salt and pepper. Okay, let me do that real quick. Let me do that real quick. Okay. Now, I suppose if you wanted, like, to keep your sauce all white, you could use white pepper. I don't have white pepper on hand, so I couldn't do that, but smells very similar to that. And then Mayan also adds cheese into the sauce to thicken it up. All right, so now it says I'm actually supposed to add 1 cup of sauce to the shrimp, which to me is weird because it doesn't look like there's much more than a cup of sauce here. And I am actually going to change bowls only because I know this has a hole in it. I might just have the zucchini in it. You know, I don't rinse too crazy when I know I'm not gonna, you know, when I know I'm gonna use the dishwasher to wash them. Okay. I'm gonna put the shrimp in here. Okay. And then I'm supposed to add 1 cup of sauce to this. Wait. Okay. I felt like there was one more thing to add, but I think that was for the other thing. I can't get over how much this smells like the chilies. Okay. So, if anything goes by how I used to make the other ones, I would just eyeball. So, cup. It's probably good. You just want it to have a little bit on the inside of the tortilla. You know? I knew that was going to drip. All right. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit more. We just need a little bit to pour over the top. Ugh. That pan, I tell you, it's a death of me. It's so heavy. All right, so I'm going to get you started on the first one. Let me spray my pan real quick. One more time here. Didn't say anything about nuking these tortillas, but I'm wondering if I should because corn tends not to bend as easily as flour. So, let me see how that... It says now softer right on the package. Okay. And how much does it say? 1/3 of a cup. That seems like a lot. I'm just gonna... Because I actually want to get a few more. And I think I bought smaller tortillas. And then you just kind of roll it and turn it over so the seam side is down. And I am going to nuke them for a little bit. Let's see. I'm hoping to get 12. So all right, guys. I'm going to let you get back to whatever you're doing. I'm going to put you on pause for a little bit and I'm going to get this assembled. I'll be back in a minute. All right, I'm back. I realized what the issue is with corn enchilada or corn tortillas is that it breaks, and I nuked them after that. So I don't know. I got 12 out of the deal. I was kind of hoping I'd get 2 more so I could put them on the end, but yeah, like this one here, I don't know, like trying to get it to stay down with the sauce. All right, now you guys need to be following me on Instagram at The Best Blessed Life, on Facebook at Kristen Haas, KristinHass, and on Twitter at The Best Blessed Life, with life being spelled with a 1 as opposed to an I. Okay. So there it is in all of its ugly glory. Okay. And then how much cheese am I actually supposed to be using? 2 cups shredded jack. And it says pour remaining sauce, sprinkle cheese. That's not sprinkling, that's dumping if you're using 2 cups. It seems like a lot. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. As long as it's completely covered, I don't have a problem with it. And then we're supposed to bake it for 20 to 30 minutes and eat it immediately. So, you know, I'm not making it now, meaning I'm not cooking it now. And frankly, it doesn't even look like I'm going to get the apple ones ready. Oh, we can put them in though. They only take 20 minutes. So let me get the cheese put back on top here. I'm trying to decide what I'm doing about the rest of the video. Oh. And I'm going to put you on hold again. I'm going to get this cheese on. I'm going to get the apple things in the oven. And I will be back to finish up and show you the finished product of the apple things anyway. Okay. Okay. I think this is more than plenty, but you know, it said 2 cups and it's almost gone. And this is a 2-cup bag and it was opened already, so it's not like it had the full 2 cups in it. All right, guys, so this is going to sit until dinner time, pretty much, because it doesn't need any... It didn't say anything about covering these, right? No, it just says bake 20 minutes or until golden. All right, so those are going in. Okay, I'm going to get cleaned up. Dinner is ready to go. And I will be back with you, if only just to say goodbye. Learning new things comes with some great responsibility, I think. I'll be back. I want to see how many minutes we got. All right, I'll be back. All right, I'm back. We just have a few minutes left. 4.5 to be exact, before we get to see our apple enchiladas. I guess I could take a peek, but is that cheating? I just wanted to touch base with you guys for, you know, the end to finish up here. I'm a little sad that I'm pretty much thinking there will be no sound in the beginning. and I have to wait for my computer guru to help me with that. So that will determine when the video comes out. Fingers crossed it will be today. But learning something new. I know I'm probably beating a dead horse, but I don't remember what I said prior to the microphone being turned on and that sort of thing. Just go out and find something that you've always wanted to learn about and learn a little bit about it, you know? It doesn't hurt to open up something in a positive way, you know, instead of trying to do something that's not positive for yourself, like sitting there and feeling bad about, you know, maybe you don't have enough money, or maybe you don't feel the best, or, you know, focus the mind on something productive. And that has helped me a lot in the past, especially if I can grasp onto something that's really, you know, caught my fancy, if you will. And of course, farming and cooking and pastry now, or cake decorating, things of that nature that I can expand my mind. You know, some of it is science, some of it is artistic. So I want to play the gamut. I don't want to just be stuck thinking, okay, I'm 54 years old and so that's just it. I'm old and I can't learn anything new. And I don't want to be like that. I don't want to know that this guy up here can't learn a few more things in life, because I think we all can, and we all would be better off. Even if you just went to your local public library and learned things that way, you know, maybe you can't afford an education or to buy classes. There's plenty of YouTube videos nowadays that teach you quite intricately how to do quite a bit of different things. And so, even if you couldn't afford a class, or check with your park district. A lot of times they carry some interesting classes. Or look outside your park district. Maybe you have a friend that knows, you know, where you can learn about cake decorating. Or maybe the community college has like a, you know, a one-time class that wouldn't cost a lot of money for you to learn something new. So go out there and don't be afraid to, you know, explore, if you will. Go to the zoo. Go to, you know, where could you possibly learn something without paying for it? I mean, I guess you have to pay for the zoo. At Lincoln Park, you don't have to pay for. I'm trying to get done here, Magnus, so I can get our apple pie things out, and I can be done torturing the people. So I know that this time of year, it's hard to get started on something. So if you have to have a resolution, which I don't like that word, I find them, I don't know, ridiculous, to pin all your holiday mess and drama on what happens in the new year is usually what happens, right? Like you eat too much, so you feel like you need to lose weight. So the New Year resolution involves losing weight. Or say, for example, you, I don't know. I can't think of anything right now. Lindy's barking at me. But the holidays can be depressing, and they're not happy for all people. So it is nice to be able to come up with different ways to divert that negative thinking and kind of perk up, even if you're not going out and interacting with other people. Magnus is telling you. Now, I don't know if mine are going to be more liquidy because my pie filling was more liquidy, because they're swimming. But they're cooked. I'm going to let them sit and gel. If nothing else, we'll have some nice apple enchilada soup. Okay, guys, I think I have tortured myself and you all enough. Fingers crossed it will get out today. I love you all to pieces. I so appreciate you tuning in and sticking with me, and the support is awesome, and please continue to do so. Maybe my bad luck streak will end at the end of this year. 54 years and counting. So anyway, with that being said, I think all I have left to say, and I think you can hear me now, is please have a good day. Go do great things. Be your best self. And please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Bye.